Do you remember those quiet evenings from your childhood? The ones that weren't filled with noise, but with something far more precious. Let me tell you about one such night in our home. The power had gone out, plunging our house into a soft, gentle darkness, lit only by a couple of flickering candles. The usual hum of the refrigerator, the glow of the television screen, the pings from our phones all gone. It was just us gathered around the dinner table. Our meal that night was the definition of simplicity. A warm, steaming bowl of rice and a fragrant pot of lentils. Nothing fancy, just honest, wholesome food.
As my mother placed the dishes on the table, my little sister, with her wide, curious eyes, tilted her head.
"Mama,"
she asked, "why is there only one spoon?" She pointed to the single, large serving spoon resting beside the bowl of rice. My father, who had been quietly observing us, broke into a warm smile.
The candlelight danced in his eyes as he looked at each of us. "Because tonight," he said, his voice calm and steady, "we are going to truly eat together."
He picked up the spoon, scooped a small portion of rice and lentils, and gently offered the first bite to my mother. She smiled, a little surprised, and accepted it.
Then she took the spoon and served my father. It was his turn to serve me, and my turn to serve my little sister.
She giggled as she took the spoon, her small hands carefully scooping a bite for our mother, completing the circle, and so it went.
We took turns feeding one another, passing the single spoon around the table. At first, it felt a little strange, a little slow. We had to wait our turn, to be patient. But soon, the silence was filled with laughter. We made silly faces while waiting. We told stories. We looked at each other looked at each other for the first time in a long time. There were no distractions, no phones to scroll through, no TV show to zone out. To eat was just us, our simple meal, and one spoon that connected us all.
The food tasted different that night.
The lentils seemed richer, the rice more comforting.
Each bite felt special because it was given with care and received with a smile.
We weren't just filling our stomachs.
We were sharing a moment, an experience. The small room, which could have felt empty and dark, was instead filled with a profound sense of warmth and connection.
It was a slow, deliberate dance of giving and receiving.
Later that evening, long after the plates were cleared and we were sitting together in the dim light, my mother spoke softly, almost in a whisper.
"This," she said, looking around at our faces, "this felt so peaceful." There was a contentment in her voice that I hadn't heard in a while.
My father, who was sitting beside her, reached out and gently took her hand. He nodded in agreement.
"That's Baraka, my dear," he said. "Baraka, the Arabic word for blessing and divine grace,"
he continued. Baraka doesn't come from having many things.
"It's not in the biggest house or the fanciest meal.
True baraka is found in these moments, in togetherness, in simplicity, and in sharing what we have." That night,
We didn't have electricity, we didn't have entertainment, and we barely had enough spoons to go around. But we had each other, and in that simple act of sharing from one spoon, we found a richness that no amount of material wealth could ever buy. It taught us that the greatest blessings often come in the quietest, most humble moments. It's a beautiful reminder that when we come together with open hearts and a spirit of sharing, even the simplest things can be filled with immense joy and blessing. True abundance isn't what we have, but what we share. Thank you for listening to my story. If it resonated with you, I'd love it if you subscribe for more tales of finding beauty in the simple things. Until next time.